Now, as we all know, Omega no longer participate in the big sort of show release events like Watches and Wonders this year or what was Baselworld. They prefer to slowly release their models throughout the year. Now, sometimes they align them to sporting events because they have plenty of affiliated sports, like the Olympics, for example. Or sometimes they attach them to an anniversary, like the moon landings or the Silver Snoopy Award. Anyway, first off the bat in 2023 was the new Speedmaster Super Racing, a watch to showcase Omega's long-standing development of anti-magnetic calibers, and now with the addition of the spy rate system to regulate their watches to an incredible 0 to +2 seconds per day. Now, I commented at the time that it was a great step forward in the precision of mechanical wristwatches and really sort of brings some relevance to what is quite an archaic way of telling the time. Now, the only downer I had on it was the actual size of the case, the 44mm Speedmaster Racing case to be precise. And a lot of the commentators, me included, said, well, why can't you put these new innovations into smaller watches? And that brings us on to the topic of today, which is the release in May 2023 of Omega's new Aqua Terra Worldtimers, with a titanium case and a new ceramic bezel version. Now, this isn't a new model launch, it's more of a refresh with benefits. Now, in this video we'll discuss the updates that Omega have made to the 2019 steel version, how it stacks up to the new editions given the new price differentials, and why Omega keep pushing these large washes. I mean, who are they for? And why are they so big? I'm Andy and welcome to the English Watch. Now, this channel is about me and my watch collecting journey, an amateur enthusiast with an eye for detail, helping like-minded individuals like you start your watch collecting journey. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. We're past 11,000 subscribers now, so just help that algorithm push the channel forward. Really appreciate it. Please also check out the links below where you'll find access to my Amazon store, where you'll see some carefully curated items that I use to not only produce these videos, but things I use in my day-to-day life or little bits and pieces you may see behind you. You never know what you might find there. Anyway, before we get on to the main topic of the Omega Aqua Terra Worldtimer, I am wearing a titanium watch. It's an Oris Pro Pilot X titanium blue dial. Now, Oris have kindly lent me this and I'll do a full review of it shortly, but I have to say it's quite nice. I'm really enjoying it. Anyway, back to the main topic. So, the Omega Aqua Terra Worldtimer. So what we have here is some new additions to the Omega Aqua Terra range. A range that's already expanded with quite some pace with last year's editions of those 38mm watches. The ones that you can't buy. So the Aqua Terra Worldtimer released in 2019, originally in steel and gold. Now, I remember when this watch originally came out, I tried it on the boutique, I think it was on the bracelet. I commented at the time that it was quite a chunky beast. It's got quite a bit of heft on the wrist. And I remember talking to the sales assistant at the time that neither I nor he were able to fully understand how to read this model, which is a bit of a shock really. Now, I appreciate it was new at the time and hopefully it's been on course since. But with these new additions, we've got new colourways, new materials. So the steel and blue, the original watch, retails just under £9,000. Now, these are all 43mm watches. 40mm thickness, so they're about a millimetre thicker than the 41mm regular Aqua Terra, so that accounts for some additional dial detailing, I guess. Now, weight wise, this one comes in at 121 grams, which is about the same as my Rolex Submariner. Now, alongside the blue and steel, we have a Sedna gold, so £26,600. Now, I think this one looks pretty nice. I think the ivory dial, those gold indices, they look pretty classy, so I quite like that, although massively out of my price range. And at 153 grams, you get that traditional gold weight. So the first of the new additions, the green. Now, I've pictured it here on the green rubber strap, and this is quite a lot of green dial, green accents. Now, what Omega say is at the centre of the sun-brushed green dial, framed by a polished brushed green ceramic bezel, Omega have produced a vision of Earth, viewed from above the North Pole, by laser ablating continents and colours on a grade 5 titanium surface. Circling the topographical map is a 24-hour indication divided into night and day sections. Omega's home city of Bienne, Switzerland is among the many global destinations circling around the dial with its outer ring. All place names with the exception of the British capital are coloured yellow gold, now formerly known as Universal Time Coordinated. Who came up with that? What's wrong with GMT? Now, this is £1,000 more than the steel version, and you may be asking, well, where's the extra value? Just to save that 1 gram. Well, obviously you get a new ceramic insert for the bezel, so instead of a steel one. So there's a little bit of value. But you also get gold indices, so in this instance you've got Sedna gold hands and indices. Whether it's worth £1,000, that's for you to say. Now then we come to the titanium grey version. So this one is £11,500. And you could argue it's very coincident in its timing to Rolex's new Yachtmaster 42, a new large titanium watch. Now the titanium version does share all of the same dimensions as the steel and gold versions, but does come in at 94 grams, so quite significantly lighter. And I have to say, having rocked this titanium Oris for a good couple of days now, I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot. Now how do they stack up against other watches in the range? Now what I've done is I've bookended the titanium version and the steel version with a couple of watches that I am quite fond of. Now obviously you've got the Planet Ocean, it's the watch I own on the rubber strap. Now this is very similar in size, it's a slightly bigger case, so 43.5mm, the thickness is a bit more, it's extra 2mm, and the weight's a bit heavier. Now this is a dive watch, it's an unapologetic 600-metre dive watch. You expect it to be big, you expect the dial to be big and legible. Now next to that we've got the Speedmaster Moon Phase. Now this one's in a steel case as well, but this one's in the 44.5mm racing case, similar to the new Super Racing. Now this is a bit of a chunky beast at 16.9mm, yeah, more so than the Planet Ocean, but does come in a bit lighter at 120 grams, I guess due to the lack of case steel and that rotating bezel. Now what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that Omega have got a number of watches on the large size. Now the only one for me that really justifies its size is the dive watch, because most companies use the sort of Russian doll approach to their dive watches. They'll have a 39 or a 40, they'll have a 43, a 45, you know, they've got a range. And it is after all a tool watch, it's a watch that's designed to sit on the outside of a wetsuit or on your wrist, and you should be able to see it really clearly in deep water. And this one you can. In fact, you can see this one from 100 metres without the glasses on. Now the other watches here, they don't really justify their size. The Speedmaster, traditionally as a professional model, is just about right at 42. Why this one's 44.5, God only knows. Now some commentators have said that Omega's watches are big because of the calibre and size, but the movement that's in the Speedmaster is the same one that's in the new 57, and that's a lot smaller. I think that's 40mm, so no excuse here. Now the 8900 calibre that's in the Planet Ocean and the 8938, a variant of that calibre that's in the Worldtimer, there's no reason why this calibre should be pushing the watch size. If we look at the Globemaster, the first master chronometer that Omega released, and the first to use the 8900, that is a 39mm case. So I don't see why Omega are constantly pushing the size of these watches. Now clearly they've got marketing teams, they'll have workshopped this to death, they're talking to collectors, there's people out there that say, yeah, we want bigger watches. Now I don't know who those people are, they're not talking to me obviously, because I'm not buying them other than the Planet Ocean. But where are the models that are smaller, that can still take the same movement, that your average person can wear discreetly? So there you go, that's my hot take on the Omega Aqua Terra Worldtimer. Be really interested to hear what your thoughts are. What do you think of the design? What do you think of the new mix of steel, titanium and ceramic? What do you think of the colourways? Are you thinking of buying one? Do you think Omega are making watches that are too big for normal people? What I hope is that Omega look back, look at the Globemaster, which hopefully will get some sort of refresh very soon, and think, we put this 8900 calibre, our master coaxial chronometer top end movement, in a 39mm case. Ever since then we've been putting it into larger and larger cases. I think with the release of the new Aqua Terras, the shiny shades versions at 38mm, maybe there's an opportunity now for Omega to bring the 38 and the 41 together and create a 40mm Aqua Terra. Now there's a thing. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, it really does help the channel grow, as I said before. Leave any comments below and check out those affiliate links. Also, hit that tip link if you found this very entertaining. I hope you did. I'm Andy, this has been English Watch. Take care and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.